let me touch a few factors that I learned along my life as an actor. And the first one out of which is choice of career. When I was at your age, and I was as confused, as scared, as anxious, that because everybody keeps asking you, right, that what do you want to become and what do you want to do in life? And those are questions that actually bog you down with a lot of pressure that, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to tell my people? What am I going to answer when people ask me? And this happens to all, I think, a lot of us, right? I think there are very few people, a set of people who are very, very clear in their life what they want to become, and God bless them if they know what they want. The rest of them are as confused. When I started, when I was at your age, I was a science student. I entered an institution where there were very smart students, and they were all studying for IIT. And out of sheer peer pressure, I also started studying for IIT. I was not even sure whether I want to do it or not. I just went along with it. And I actually finished the course, and I started, sitting for the entrance exams. And I may have cleared one or two. But then I realized, do I really want to do this? I was not sure. And I left it at that. I finished my graduation. I was still wondering that what am I going to do? Am I going to do a 9 to 5 job, or I don't know? But thankfully, that there was an opening. One of my family friends who was in the film industry, he asked me whether you want to try your hand at acting. And I was like, I was wondering because none in my family was earlier, into this field. And I said, okay, why not? I got nothing to lose here. So I tried my hand at it. He introduced me to a few places. And that's how I got started. And God bless him. It may not have converted into anything, but at least he showed me the way. From there onwards, I did a lot of TV shows and films, ad films, and now OTT. So now my career spans over almost 3 decades. Now, what I wanted to tell you was that I was very confused. I made mistakes in the beginning. And I think that was okay, because what matters is eventually that you found your way. And uh, this is what I learned was that everybody, all of you, will find your way, because God or universe has a plan for you. It's okay to get confused, remain confused. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to correct them, make mistakes again. But you have to understand one thing, that you have to follow your heart. Yes. And once you find your way, back it up. Believe in yourself. You know that you are right. You don't have to follow the crowd. If everybody is studying something, if everybody is, trying to study that, they're going for either to become a doctor or an engineer or a CA, you can do. In fact, earlier in my times, the education system was pretty much straight jacketed, right? But now there is a lot of openings, and there are a lot of scope. And I'm very, very sure all of you, without any exception, will make it in life. Now, let's talk about the second part. Now, once you have made the right choice and you have moved on with your career in your life, you make money, right? And what do you do with your money? The first thing probably your parents tell you, listen, don't spend everything, save some money. But in my opinion, I would advise one step ahead, start investing. If you start investing early, you have a very secured future. And that is something nobody taught me. I learned it on my own, because when I was already in my career moving along, I saw a lot of low phases. The times are not always same. There are times which are good, and there are times which are low. And at those times, I felt that I need contingency funds, because, you know, when your work is low, so are your earnings. And that is when I realized that, your life comes to a standstill because you don't have that financial independence. which is of utmost importance. If you can be introduced very early in your life about financial independence, then I'm telling you, you're going to be very, very grateful to anyone who introduces or you get introduced yourself. But it is of utmost importance that you start early because the dividends are really good. Investing early is really important. And now, the final point is the last but not the least is your health, right? Now, whatever you do in life, you may be very successful, but if your health doesn't support you, is not going to be very fruitful, right? You will not be able to enjoy life. And that also starts early. The outdoor games have actually dried up. People have stopped playing it. But this is something the schools, the authorities everywhere must encourage are the outdoor games. I'm not talking about, when I'm talking about fitness, I'm not talking about only bodybuilding, which is sold the most, that you have to look good. Of course, you have to look good. But what is importance is your fitness. The fitness is very different from bodybuilding. I have seen people who are nicely muscular, but they are not fit. They are not flexible. They are very stiff. They can't play games. So so the first and foremost that you must understand is that the age that you are in, you should to remain active for for the rest of your life. You have to start now. To manage stress, you should play an outdoor game. You should introduce that into your life. So this is more or less what I wanted to talk about. And but other than that, you should enjoy your college life. You see, this time is never going to come back. These are the three factors that I should share, and it can help you if you take in the right way. Thank you very much.